Core 6 Media is creating a one-of-a-kind experience for those who are visually impaired. This cause is very personal for Core 6 Media's founder, Christian Newton. He was declared legally blind in 2011. He, like most boys in the 70s and 80s, grew up on comic books. It was his desire to share his love of comics with others. In the early 2000s, he created a single-issue series called Distant Voices. Unfortunately, it only lasted a single issue, but Christian never gave up his dream. Fast forward to 2011. Christian is told his eyesight has deteriorated quickly. He lost complete vision in his left eye and partial vision in his right. Down but not out, Christian was determined to get back into the career of his dreams. He went to the state of Arizona Vocational Rehabilitation, and there they offered him helpful services, and he ended up going to the Foundation for the Blind Children in Phoenix. After 6 intense months of having to relearn how to live on his own again, Christian began his pursuit of comic books once again. After a 2-year loss of focus, Christian posted in a Facebook fan page for the Phoenix Comic-Con about his vision. Within just weeks of that posting, he was asked to present his idea at the 2015 Phoenix Comic-Con. In the months leading up to that big exciting day, Christian built up a team of artists and voice actors and together created Stan's Adventures. They completed the first page of the soon-to-be ongoing web comic and presented it at their panel at Phoenix Comic-Con 2015. Stan's Adventures in Comics for the Visually Impaired was a hit.
We have Christian, the creator and writer of Stan's Adventures today, also the head honcho of Core 6 Media. Christian, thank you for coming.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And my first question would be, what inspired you to start this project?
Being declared legally blind, it kind of helped start all of this. I've read comics since I was 6, and they've been a very large part of my life. And I've noticed over the last couple of years that it's gotten harder and harder for me to actually read some of my favorite comic books. And I posted in the Phoenix Comic Con fan page, the Blue Ribbon Army, about why there were no panels on comic books in the visually impaired. Well, Jim Smith and a lot of other local creators kind of got behind that, and next thing I know, I get asked to put on a panel for this year's Phoenix Comic Con. And I chose, out of all of the stories that we had, that the easiest one to do would be Stan's Adventures, and I'm kind of glad that I picked that one.
How are you hoping to impact the community when you started this project?
I'm hoping that it'll bring awareness to not just the small press companies that are out there, but to some of the bigger ones like Marvel and DC and Image and Dark Horse, that even though there are people out there with visual impairments, they can still be entertained by their characters. I grew up with these comic books, Batman and Superman and Spider-Man and X-Men and Avengers, and it's to see somebody new experience those characters for the very first time in a way that is beneficial to them will just make my heart grow even larger. It's something that I want to impact everybody who not just is visually impaired, but has dyslexia or ADHD. You know, I want them to experience these characters in a new and exciting way.
So what makes this different than other animated comics that you can find on YouTube?
This one is not actually animated. That's the difference between Stan's Adventures and most of the other comic books that are out there, because a lot of them have motion comics, and they're actually almost on par with a fully animated cartoon. My Stan's Adventures will actually just be a comic book page with the narration of the descriptions for the visually impaired, as well as actors portraying the characters that a normal sighted person would see on the page. So that way, the listener, will actually be able to distinguish between the different characters that are on the page.
Doug, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
And could you tell us a little bit about Stan, your character?
Sure. Stan is the kind of character that has tried his hardest to do everything that he tries to accomplish, but seems to come up just short of everything. Doesn't quite make it all, and this is his last. In Stan's adventure, is portraying his very last effort or last ditch effort at trying to make it big, so to speak.
What got you interested in this project?
When I was first approached with the prospect of being involved in this project, I was excited because I have had numerous experiences with trying to dealing with screen readers and the impersonalities and impersonalness of the screen reader. So when I was approached with this project, I was hoping to be able to bring life into what something was otherwise lifeless.
Did you think of the character after you saw him for the first time?
Oh my gosh, I was amazed when I saw the character because it's like what I had in the picture of my mind's eye was perfectly put on paper in terms of a form that just really described him in an essence perfectly.
We are still in the beginning stages of making this happen. In order to continue this dream of creating comic books and graphic novels for the visually impaired, Christian, Core 6 Media, and his team of artists and voice actors need your help. To make this happen, there are a number of costs that need to be considered. Hiring artists, voice actors, editing, publishing, etc. all adds up quickly. Please help by donating anything you can. This cause will hopefully help those with limited options in the comic book world have a chance to experience all that graphic novels have to offer. Thank you so much.